Hey guys, it's Leo here, just showing you my contest entry for Tool for Toys contest. For this contest, I decided just to use a strike instead of the sword strike. Okay, for my supplies, what I used was, for the most part, I used Model Masters acrylic paint from Testers. For the yellow, I used Insignia yellow, flat black for the black, French blue for the blue. I used some clear paints for various reasons, which I'll explain later. Some gold and mithril silver, but the mithril silver is from Games Workshop. Gray primer I used once or twice, and I didn't like the outcome of it too much, so I didn't use it. Used some Gundam markers. These were all the ones that I used. Pen vise, hobby knife, snippers, sandpaper, Tester sandpaper, and crazy glue, along with some contour putty. Were like things that I use for physical modifications or building a kit or whatnot. I did use various paintbrushes. You can see dirty paint water there. Oh, I also used gunship gray. Forgot about that. For painting the pieces, I got some bamboo skewers to attach some Sigitech to it, so that I'd be able to hold the piece, put the piece on here without worrying about touching it or whatnot. And it was a very good way to do it. I used a cup to put these in. Sometimes it would tip over, just have to be careful with that. And that's pretty much it. For the legs, what I did was that I assembled the foot exactly the same way. Just normal. The knee, the ankle, the ankle, the knee, and the thigh. Well, I built them so that I could remove the seam line, just because they're really easy to remove the seam line. I didn't do the best job, but I just used super glue and sanded it down with my Testors sandpaper, going down on, using like the strongest grid and then going down and such like that, and just to try to get a good smooth feeling. I did the same with the inner part of the shin. As you can see the gray here, you can kind of hardly, if in real life you can see it. I did some some silver detailing there, but you can kind of see it, but not really. I just slapped this piece on, and what I did with this is on the calves and on this little portion, I pre-painted them, and then afterwards I squished them together with super glue inside, and wait till it was done drying. Sanded it off right here in this little area, along with the back too, and then I finished painting, so that way I could have minimal seam lines. I still have some in the back, but this one was removed pretty good. I still have seam lines here and there, but it still looks pretty good. And what I did for the ankle guard, let me take this off, is that I cut these pegs down a little bit just so I could slip this on after gluing and painting it. For the waist, what I did was I just painted most of it yellow with gray detailing in the front and in the vents. I did the same thing with sandwiching, putting super glue in between and sanding it down. Silver detailing in the thrust here. For the side skirts, I painted yellow. I tried to use the contour putty inside, but it came out all grounded and stuff like that. So I didn't like it too much. I tried to take it off on this one, but it was going to take too long to take it off of that one. So it's inconsistent, but it's not going to show too much. Along with some gray paint that I kind of accidentally brushed on there, but again, it's not going to show that much. For this, I went with gray primer first to try to see. This is the first piece I painted, I think. I super glued it together, primed it. I tried to take the seam line off where it mattered. Primed it and then painted it, but it kept chipping everywhere. And I really didn't want to paint here just because I didn't have too much paint for the blue and I didn't want to waste it. But to go ahead and start off, I cut off the pegs so it would fit in there after I seam lined this. This didn't come out very well, but I did do the modding for this. So put the gray pieces in there, put that in there, put that in the back. And as you see, I did some great detailing inside and on the sides and stuff like that. The yellow piece just slides into there like so, and When I was painting, I didn't really care too much about the poly caps getting painted, just because the shoulder joints were gonna hide them. So slide it in there, and we got the torso. Okay, for the arm, this was a pretty simple build. All these seam lines are supposed to be like panel lines kind of thing. Slapped this gray piece on after painting it. Tried to remove the seam line there, but I didn't do such a great job there. And for the actual joint in the shoulder, I shaved down the circular peg to be more blocky, and I put some slits in there so that I'd be able to slip this on like that after removing the seam lines. And for this, I tried to remove the seam line there. I did glue it together. You can kind of see it, not really. I shaved down some of this hole right there on both sides so that I did be able to slip this on like so. For the torso, I forgot to say that the pieces that slide into there, I put some of that contour putty in there and painted it gray so you wouldn't see those nasty holes. Okay, for the face mask, for the head, what I did was I modded it there, shaved that piece off right there so I'd be able to slip in the face mask. I painted the eyes in camera using red lacquer coats. I put these two pieces together and I tried to remove the seam line up top here with super glue and right here with contour putty, but I don't know if you could tell, but there's two little indents right there and the gap was splitting them up, so I was able to fill that up and keep that indent going pretty decent. From afar it looks pretty good. The face mask in. Once you put it in there, you'll note that it likes to fall a little bit. It's not tightly packed in there. What I did was I used some sticky tack and I just dabbed it in there. So, and you can't see it when it's put on the Gundam sub. So it's pretty. So the face is looking pretty good. For the weapons, we'll start off. It has the hand with the trigger finger, beam rifle painted gray, silver scope there, and I attached 12144 beam saber on there. I didn't like it too long. I mean, I wasn't gonna go ridiculous with it, and I made a hole with my pen vise along with a hole for the actual beam rifle barrel. For the shield, I painted it gold, two different types of gold. This is Tesla's gold. This is gold Gundam marker. Gray here. I removed some holes there with the contour putty on the handle there, but it didn't turn out too good. Whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna use that. So the beam sabers, what I did was I got some other beams from a master grade, and I was able to make a blue and green beam, and they're looking pretty good compared to the red one. They look pretty good. And for the handles, I shaved down the sides and a little bit on the other side, so that I'd be able to squeeze this in there like that on the side skirt for both of them. Fully assembled and fully armed, we have the Strike Gundam 2G. And my backstory for this is that after the Orb Nation was able to use nuclear energy to power the Gundams, they decided to reamp the Strike. I don't know if that's what they did with Strike E, but they decided to keep it very similar to the normal Strike, almost the same in appearance, but to be deceiving. He would show up in battle and seem like a normal Strike, just minorly suited up, just with a different paint job. But the paint job actually is similar to the Akatsuki's gold-plated armor. His shield is exactly like Akatsuki's gold-plated armor, but the thing is that that armor is not phase shift armor. This yellow is phase shift, and what phase shift does is that it helps it receive more physical damage in battle without getting too heavily damaged. And that's one of the downfalls to the Akatsuki, or however you pronounce it. So they said but this phase shift armor can absorb beam rifle attacks, but not too many at the same time. Mainly weaker. He can't really take the strong beam weapon attacks. That's what his shield is for. But it absorbs it, turns it into heat, and after a while it dissipates. So as long as it's not being shot at repeatedly in the same area, it's completely fine. This guy is a lot faster. Its thrusters are a lot stronger, even though they look exactly the same. So that's pretty much it for my video, but my final thoughts on this is that I was rather rushed. I mean, if I had a lot more time, I would have been a lot more patient with him. A lot of stuff wouldn't have gone wrong. But I think for my first attempt at doing something at this level, I think he came out pretty good, and I'm completely pleased with the results. Hopefully you guys like this, my Strike Gundam 2G, and I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.